morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Brian. How are you? How are you coping in this hot weather?
Well, I'm a little bit snouty, if you know what I mean. I don't mean that I'm been snouting, looking over the fence or nothing, but I'm a little bit bunged up this morning. And I think what that is I keep going outside and so on, and I just think that's so dry, innit?
Hay fever?
Hay fever, that's right. I think that's what I got, but a little bit sniffly, a little bit snuffly, But
well, you'll be all right.
Blast, has been hot, innit, boy?
It has been hot. It really has been hot. And we may have some rain next week.
That's what they're saying, and it's sort of Monday, Tuesday, we're going to get some thunder, they say, and when you walk, I told you the other week, when you walk through Melton, that's like every garden is like a cornfield, that is just yellow, and I do like a little bit of green on the lawn.
You'll have to stick your bathwater on there, Brian.
Well, I have thought about that, but all I'll end up doing is slopping it everywhere as I bring that through. But what I am doing now,
right?
I am keeping the bath water, and you might laugh, but I'm trying to do my bit. I will only now flush a toilet while we're in this situation. I'll only flush it if that's a what,
Number two. If it's number two.
That's right. If I had a pee,
yes,
and I don't flush it at the minute. But what I do is when I have a bath, and I'm having a shower bath before you start.
Okay. Yep.
Because they're still warm in it when you get out.
Yep.
So what I've been doing is I've been putting my socks and pants in and sort of swilling them around, so I don't have to put the washing machine on so much. And then what I've been doing is I then got a little bucket and I fill the bucket, and that's what I used to flush the pee away.
That's very good.
So that way, that little drop of water that I got,
yes,
when I have a bath, is actually doing a lot of good,
You ought to do an advert for Anglian Water. You'd be very good. Brian's top tips on water saving.
Well, I think, you may laugh, but
I'm
we've
serious.
got to do our bit, ain't we, Leslie?
We have.
When you look on the old telly and you see that the reservoirs are all going dry, aren't they? I mean, it's like a desert in it.
What about the poor old birds in the garden and the hedgehogs and things? Are you putting water out for them? I
got an old plastic bird bath, right?
Yes.
And because I can't put my bath water in that.
No, you
I,
can't. No.
So I put a little bit in it. I don't fill it right up because then it's only gonna what's the name when that the sun get on it that
evaporates.
Evaporate. That's right.
Bit like the milk.
I just put a little bit in there, and the buds come and sit on there and have a splish and a splash. Although a couple were looking at me the other morning, I put a little bit in, and then they come and sat on the edge and sort of looked into the house as if to say,
"Where's the rest?" They know, don't they? They know.
But they sit there and they wait, and they know that you'll put a little bit of cold water in there. And there have been times this summer where I'll put a couple of ice cubes in there just to, chill it down a little bit for them as well.
Oh, Blair, you look after those birds, don't you?
Well, they look after us. They take on the lawns and keep our lawns in order.
Yeah, no, they do. That's great. Yeah.
So...
you been doing any work this week?
I've done a little bit of tidying around here in the garden. I haven't been out there much. I've done a bit of painting in the house because when it's hot like this, I thought to myself, I'll catch up on a little bit of glass work, you know, because in these temperatures that dry quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, yes.
So I sort of shut the little old dog out of the way because, boy, is it when you paint something, the dogs have to go and rub up against it, don't they? Huh?
Steph, who works with me on Sunday, her dog brushed up against some paint the other day. I saw her walking down the road. I said, "You must have been painting. How do you know? Just look at the dog," I said.
That's right, they do. They just sort of think, you wait. Wait till you're out of the way. I shall go and rub that all over there. But the annoying thing for me is because I do wash my brushes out well, you know.
Yep.
And if I'm using it sort of 2 or 3 days, I leave the brush in the terps, you know.
Yes.
And so I sort of wring it out and flick it. But there's always a little bit in it, so then you find when you start painting, that starts dripping everywhere, doesn't it? But, you know, so I have been sort of trying to keep indoors and doing what I can while the weather is hot like this.
You been watching any telly?
I tell you what I was watching the other night, Leslie. I was flicking through because there's nothing on there, is there? You know, let's be honest. It's getting worse, isn't it? You know, you sort of flick through and you think, well, that was on the other day.
Well, Shetland has started again. I was very happy about that on Thursday night. Shetland.
Was that about the ponies?
Was that about the ponies?
No, I don't think so. 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 No, I don't think so No, is it?
Not
'Cause,
quite.
you know-
No, it's not. No, it's a crime drama set on Shetland. It's got nothing to do with ponies.
Oh, right, no, I ain't seen it. When is it on then?
Thursday night. You can watch it on the
Right.
iPlayer. You can catch up on the iPlayer.
I ain't got iPlayer, have I? I'll try and catch it. What time is it on then?
9 o'clock on Thursday night. They'll do a recap next week at the start.
I'll try and Shetland, you say?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good crime drama. Scottish
I was
thing.
flicking through the other night, and there was this old squid on there, and there's this bloke, right? He ain't been on there for ages. I thought he was dead, if I'd be honest, but he's got this big old tash and a big old hairdo, and he'd go in people's houses, and he'd make a right ruddy mess.
Oh, Lawrence
And then
Llewellyn Bowen.
Huh?
Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I didn't think he's on anymore, but he's a bloke and a half, isn't he? You know, you see him, he come in there. He brought out his wallpaper, Leslie, right?
Yes.
And he say, this is the only house that's got this wallpaper because I designed it. Well, I can tell you now, I wouldn't have the ruddy wallpaper in my... If you'd seen anything like it, nowhere else would want it. And this silly cow on there, she went into this house over the road, right?
Yes.
And she painted the ceiling orange.
Oh.
I ain't kidding. She painted one half of the room, the ceiling was yellow, and then she painted the other half of the room orange. Now, what the hell is all that about? Because, you know, to me, Les, you can call me old-fashioned, but if she sell the house or anything, and they ever want to turn that back to white, they've got a hell of a job on the hands, isn't they?
Would take a few coats, wouldn't it?
And they do all that in, I don't know if it's a day or 2 days, but they seem to do it very quick. Now, how can you do that so quick?
What did the people make of the makeover?
Well, the people
Whose house it was?
is,
Yes.
Well, they sort of walked in and they were quiet, and they sort of say, well, yeah, it's different. I thought, well, of course it's different. You know, blush, you've got an orange ceiling now. And so, anyway, I will be watching it again because I think that's quite funny, what the ideas they come up with.
Well, we'll have to keep a watchful eye out. We're running out of time, Brian. I've got we've only got time for a couple of shout-outs this week, if you could do these for me. I've had a lovely message from Jacob from Stow Upland. Mark, please can you ask Brian to wish Unky Dave and Auntie Becca happy wedding day for today. They're getting married across the border in Norfolk. Hope you have a lovely weekend, both of you, and thank you for my first birthday shout-out the other day. That's from Jacob from Stow Upland. So,
Right, so that's
Unky Dave.
Hunky Dave.
Unky Dave and Auntie Becca. Auntie Becca.
Betty.
Becca.
Yes. Hunky, what is it?
Unky Dave, like uncle. Unky Dave.
Hunky Dave and Betty.
That's close enough. And we've had a call from Daphne asking if you'd be able to give her husband David Hughes a big birthday mention on the show. He's 90 on Monday, and
Gosh.
Daphne, Janet, Daryl and Simon want to wish him a very happy day with lots of love. He's a big fan of you, Brian. He loves you, and he also likes fish and chips.
Well, he's all right in my book, then. He's all right. I bet he like a Taylor card.
I bet he does.
Voice be having later. It's David.
David, yes.
And he's 90
On Monday.
on Monday. Well, I hope you have a lovely birthday, boy, and you make sure you have a little tot or something, perhaps a goose ship or something, to celebrate. Happy birthday.
Wonderful. Brian, have a great weekend and speak to you soon.